weekday. And the question is, tomorrow's Tamid, does that come before today's extra sacrifice, holier sacrifice?
Right. In other words, if you have just enough, and the question is if you had enough for like today's Musaf, let's say Shabbos, or you won't have enough for tomorrow's Tamid.
Yeah, if tomorrow isn't a holiday. And the Gemara says, Ukatani, the Mishnah says rather, Ein Makvin says that it doesn't matter. That means that you Alma Ki Adalina, it means that they're equal. Mm-hmm. So this is a response from Rav Chizda to Rav Chia bar Ravin's question. He says, Tmidim ul Musafin, which one comes first? And we explain the question that it's talking about the following day. Does today's Musaf come before tomorrow's Tamid? So we have an answer. The Mishnah says that it doesn't matter, you get to choose. Amalei Abaya. Abaya says to Rav Chizda, Lo ilam dislu. Really, that's not the case. The case is that you have both. Ulakadim. And Rabbi is explaining the Mishnah. The Mishnah is not talking about where you don't have enough and you have a choice to choose between today's or tomorrow's, and it doesn't matter which one you choose. That's not the case. Yeah. The case is really that you do have, and you bring both. The question is which one is first. Kakashalach, you had a question, Shleya Davar Koidem, that it says Ha'ila is the Eily is brought up first. The Tamid Shel Shachar is brought first thing in the morning. That's mitzvah ba'almahu. Yes, that is a mitzvah to do, but that doesn't mean that if you bring a sacrifice before that it's invalid. Our Mishnah was talking about b'di'evet. If you brought something first, is it valid? And we're saying a big chiddush that it's still valid, even though you weren't supposed to do that. You were supposed to bring the other one first. Let's say someone davens musaf before shachris. Was he yaitza? It's a good question, no? Our Mishnah would sound like you're yaitza.
Right.
Before shachris is the tamid. I'm not paskening. I'm just saying that it sounds like it could be yaitza. No. It's probably a Gemara somewhere. It sounds like we've seen that. People go to the Yamad, on Rosh Chodesh or whatever. It's oi.
It's interesting.
Actually, no. Usually we try to get someone to go to the Yamad for Musaf. They say I didn't have Shachris yet.
Right.
Say well. B'diavad. Okay.
It's great.
Tashema. Come in here. Yeah, you with us? Ein peichsin. Mishisha tloim hamabukarim belishkas tloim kedei l'shabbos l'shnei yom tevim shel Rosh Hashanah. They needed to examine 4 sheep. Well, I'm sorry. They needed to examine the 2 sheep for 4 days. So what they would do is they would keep in this room 6 sheep, so that they would have 3 days worth of sheep examined. There were always 6 sheep in this room, and they would take out the first ones each day. So there were always a supply of 2 extra days there. And because the tamid needed to be examined to make sure it was without blemish for 4 days. Mm-hmm. Just maybe things creep up, they can't tell it's right away, and then you see, now it's limping or something.
I'm curious, is that a halach l'mish mesina, or is that something that's?
I don't know.
I was just wondering.
I don't know. Okay. So, the Gemara asks, Hey Chidami, what's the case? Eily medi'islei tmidim u'musafim. Do they have the animals here? See, we said, why do you need to hold them? Why do you need to hold 6 animals at a time? I said, well, it could be Rosh Hashanah's 2 days, and it could be it's Rosh Hashanah, Thursday, Friday, and then Shabbos. Mm-hmm. So it's 3 days. So each day you bring 2 sacrifices, a in the morning and the afternoon, so that's 6. The Gemara says, but are we talking about that you have enough animals for Musaf as well? If you have enough animals for Musaf, so then you have an extra 2 every Shabbos, and then you have an extra 7 sheep for Rosh Hashanah. The holidays have 7 sheep each. So then Tuvav, there's much more than that. Elalav, the Leslie, it must be that you don't have. And we see clearly that you're only bringing the carbon tamid, and you're not bringing the carbon musaf at all. Is this a question on our Mishnah? This must be that we're learning the Mishnah. We're learning our Mishnah to mean that you have a choice. The ein ma'akvin. That's what it sounds like is the question. The Gemara says, Li'olam really. Oh, Rashi says different. Rashi says that Tzmidim of the second day of Rosh Hashanah are coming before the Musaf of Shabbos. Now, Musaf of Shabbos is holier than Yom Tov. Shabbos is more holy than Yom Tov.
Than Rosh Hashanah?
Than Rosh Hashanah. That would cut. And nevertheless, we're not saving for Shabbos. So Gemara says, that's not the case. Really, we have enough. What we mean to say here is that the Tamid needs to be examined. The Musaf doesn't need to be examined for 4 days. Umani ben Bagbagi, the Tanya. This is the opinion of Ben Bagbag that it was taught in a Braisa. Ben Bagbag Goimer. Ben Bagbag says, how do we know that you have to examine the sheep for 4 days? You should guard them to bring to me on its time. That you should hold them until the 14th day. This is referring to when they had to take the lamb and hold it by their bed from the 10th of the month till the 14th of the month, which is 4 days. So we're seeing that you need to guard it for 4 days.
So we learn from Mitzrayim.
We're learning from Mitzrayim.
Yeah.
Now, what are we getting from Ben Bagbag? That it's only a din in the carbon tamid. Now we're thinking that because on Rosh Hashanah you can't go and buy, or on Shabbos you can't go and buy new sheep, so you need 6 sheep in the room for that holiday. So there's no other holiday that would be 3 days in a row, because in Israel the holidays are only 1 day. Except for Rosh Hashanah, that you would have to celebrate it out of the doubt, because the Edom come that day. Right? So the Gemara says now, Amalei Ravina Ravashi, Hanu Shisha, Shiva Havit. It's really 7. Why? Because you can't buy for the following day. Do Eikat Safra Ditlosa b'Shabbata. Is that what it means? Ditlosa? Just 1 second. Dechad. It's supposed to be. But what about Sunday morning? It's not supposed to be the last. You have the morning of Sunday morning where you don't have any carbon. It's first thing in the morning. So the Gemara says, according to your question that you think you're not going to be able to buy for the morning, really you should be 8 sheep, because what about Wednesday afternoon before Yom Tov? The Panya de Mali Shabbata, because you have the day before. Supposed to be Here it's asking from Friday afternoon. It's could have asked also from Wednesday afternoon. Okay. The Gemara says halei kasher. This is not a question. Labasa da'akriv kamar. We're talking about that after you brought the one from Wednesday afternoon or the one from Erev Shabbos. So that's what you have left. Okay. The Gemara says mikol makom shiva have. But what about you need an extra one for the following morning, for Sunday morning? Ela tana ba'al makai. Rather, this that he's discussing only 6. He's not talking about Rosh Hashanah and Shabbos. He's talking about every day of the year. So why do you say that you have Shabbos and you have 2 days of Rosh Hashanah? That is simana ba'alma. That's just a way of remembering how many you need, because that would be the most that you would need. Enough for Shabbos. It doesn't say for Shabbos. It doesn't say for Shabbos and for the 2 days. It says enough for those days. This is a siman of how much you should always have in the room, so that you should always be prepared for 4 days. Prepared by guarding it for 4 days, you should have enough for the 3 days. Shema mina. So we see that it doesn't really have to do with Rosh Hashanah and Shabbos. Okay, we'll stop over here.